Hello YouTube friends and family, and thank you for tuning into this video. First one I've done in a little while, been a hot minute, not gonna lie. But hey, I'm back and I'm here, and there is something that I wanted to touch on today, and that is 5 things that INFJs are really, really good at. And no, it's not a facetious title. I'm not gonna be like, well, we're good at being awkward, and we're good at not getting shit right, and we're good at screwing up our own emotions and relationships and all those other things. No, this is actually 5 positive, cool things minus some of the sarcasm. So I'm going to do an intro and give you a couple updates on what I've got going on, and we're going to get into it. 5 awesome traits. All right, here we go. Oh, this is nice. Okay. So, hi, I'm here and I'm doing okay. Many of you have been sending me messages and asking how I am doing and if everything's cool and if I'm okay. I've had some life stuff going on, and so it has been a lot. This has been a tough year. 2 years, 2 separate family members passing away. That has been tough. Add to that a move and all kinds of other life things going on. Here's my new space and where I've landed. And it has been difficult. When you go through changes in life, a lot of times, look, it's cliche and it's a really overused, it's an overused way of explaining things. But imagine a pond, and that pond has clear water and you can see the bottom. Every little change that you make is like throwing a stone into the pond. And for a moment, there are ripples and it's difficult to see things clearly. But then things settle, and that stone settles to the bottom, finds its happy little resting place, and the water is clear again. The bigger the changes you make, the bigger that stone is. I hurled a boulder into my pond. I'm not sure if there's much of a pond left anymore. It's kind of like a big wet boulder sitting there, but I can see it clearly. So that is something. And the water is less disturbed. I'm being dramatic, but the water is less disturbed as time goes on. And it's just a matter of finding our way there. So thank you for the well wishes and for the thoughts and the concern. I do appreciate you very much. Just want to let you know that I am doing okay. It has taken a while to just kind of stabilize and settle into a new place. I've got fancy new camera hooked up. So this is my first video that I'm recording on this one, and I think it's okay. You seem okay. That should be good. And so here we go. Now, if you've come here just looking for the 5 positive things that an INFJ is all about, that's cool. I'm going to ask you to hang on one more second. Don't skip ahead. Don't be that guy. Don't be an asshole. Last video I did, I announced this. Boom! The book is out, people. And it has been out for a little while, almost 2 months now. And it's all right there. And a bunch of you have read it. And a bunch of you have left some very, very positive reviews. And I am extremely grateful. So listen, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I wrote a book. The main character is an INFJ. It's a supernatural book. I think it's awesome. A lot of people think it's awesome. I'm sitting at 22 5-star reviews on Amazon. You can read those. If you have read this book or you are considering reading it, please check it out on there. Link is in the description. If you have read it and have not left a review, please do so. Text reviews are the lifeblood of any self-published author. It is our oxygen and our water and our sunshine and our chocolate, all wrapped into one, especially the chocolate. So please give me chocolate. Also, put down a review on Amazon and Goodreads. Both of the links are at the top of the description. I've had a couple people say that they have not read a book in 20 years. And this one was a sit-down, front-to-back cover read for them. And to me, that's really, really cool. It has made a lot of you think about how your own emotions are and how you are as an INFJ, or just as a person dealing with things like insecurities and death and life and love and everything in between. So please, pretty please, if you haven't picked it up, do so. If you have and you haven't left a review yet, frickin' get on it. I want the review just like I want chocolate, I kind of want chocolate more. But a review is great. And yes, thank you. Thank you for supporting me and supporting all these efforts. Now let's get to it. So I was thinking to myself, how can I start this new year off with something positive? And I thought, well, let's have something about INFJs. You know, you guys know I love doing INFJ videos. And so let's talk about INFJ stuff, but talk about it in a positive light. So I'm going to give you 5 things that INFJs are great at. That's something we are naturally just good at doing and comes naturally to us, and things that are just really positive traits. Now, before I go any further, let me give you 2 disclaimers. First of which is, if you have no idea what an INFJ is, please see the link in the description. Don't be that person that comments, I don't know what an INFJ is. If you're on this video and there's INFJ in the title, like, for crying out loud, the entirety of human knowledge is at your fingertips. Google's there. Just look it up. Take the test. Do the things. And then come back here and hang out with us because we're actually cool people. It's true. Second disclaimer I'm going to give you is not everybody is the same. Not every INFJ is the same. You can be an INFJ and be a dick. It's a fact. It is more likely that if you're an INFJ and you're a dick, you might be mistyped as something else. I'm not going to call out the type that I'm thinking of, but you people know who you are. I love you anyway. It's true. It's true. So number 1, something that INFJs are great at is reading emotions. We are excellent at reading the emotions of other people. Are we great at processing those emotions and understanding that they're not all our fault? I had to call you out just this once. I really did have to call you out. No, we're not fantastic at that. We tend to put a lot of things on ourselves and walk around like we're the biggest burden in the universe, which we aren't. Get over it, INFJ. Get over it. People like you. You got to deal with it. You're not a burden to everybody. You are my sweet, sweet INFJ. And you are loved. I guarantee it. Reading emotions, though, man, it hits us. It hits us in that weird way. We have a high extroverted feeling. Obviously, introverted intuition is our primary means of gathering information about the world around us. And so a lot of things are getting put into place there. When somebody comes into a room, even if it's a room full of people, and that person is down, something happens to us. Our gut, in a way, just kind of twists up a little bit. For me, personally, it kind of manifests as just general tension and anxiety, and I'm not really sure why until I start to put those puzzle pieces together and realize that somebody has probably just had a shit day. And then I can talk to them and I can try to help them out. But we are good at reading those emotions and understanding it. Sometimes it can be very, very overwhelming. Sometimes we don't want to face the emotions that we're reading. Ignorance is bliss, people. Sometimes it's just too difficult to look at those emotions that somebody else is experiencing and really dig into them. But they're there. And if you don't absorb them and understand them, that's on you. That's not on them for having the emotion. It's something to understand. Second thing we are very, very good at is extroverting in short bursts. So look, we're INFJs. We are often misunderstood for extroverts. We are extroverted introverts. I had a video that I recorded like a year or more ago where I switched those words around and I said we're extroverted introverts or introverted extroverts, one or the other. Everybody complained about it. Look, we're introverts. We can extrovert. It's over. Just shut up about it. We're all good now. But it's true. We can excel in jobs where we are around people, especially if we are there to help. It does get overwhelming. And you can get easily overwhelmed by taking on other people's emotions, by helping others, by taking on all their drama. It's something that will exhaust you as an INFJ, and that's totally okay. The point is, you are seen as somebody who is great with people, and you are as an INFJ. I'll get to some of the other details of that in just a moment. If I'm pointing that way, it's because there's nothing there, and it helps me to think that something is there as a list that I need to go through. Sorry. I suppose you can see now that even though I've moved and gone through all sorts of life changes, I'm still just as awkward. Some things never change. Nope. The third thing that we are excelling at is something I totally forgot. Right. Feeling empathy. Oh, empathy's our strong suit, or is it a weakness? Who knows? That depends on whether you cry at night or not, I guess. Well, that's terrible. Some of you are probably feeling called out about that one. Sorry. Empathy's not a problem for us. We feel it. We absorb other people's emotions. If somebody is having a terrible day, it drags us down. One of the things you will find yourself saying as an INFJ all the time is, I wish I could help, or I wish there was something I could do. And it's because you genuinely want that. You want somebody to feel better. You want them healed. You want them okay. You want to fix the problems. You want to correct things. You want harmony. You just need order, organization, and harmony, especially with other people. And it hurts us. It hurts us in our core when somebody that we care about and somebody that we love is going through a time that's twisting them up emotionally and breaking their heart. It hurts. Sometimes you just have to accept the fact that you can't make things better. It's difficult. Some things you can't fix. And you can't take back. And you cannot patch the boo-boo. But that empathy is always there. And you're always going to feel it. And you're always going to feel, if somebody's feeling hurt, you're always going to feel some of that hurt. If somebody's feeling anxious, you're always going to feel some of that anxiety. If somebody is feeling tense and nervous, you're always going to feel some of that tension and some of that nervous feeling. It's perfectly normal. And it's okay, Mr. or Ms. INFJ out there. It's fine. This makes you a great person. This makes you a people person. This makes you somebody that can truly put your arms around somebody and comfort them so you can resonate with them. You can understand their emotions. You feel it. You can help them. You know people. You are good at stepping back and being objective with other people's drama. Sometimes you feel like you're involved in it. That's not a great feeling. There's a boundary there. You have to know when to step back and say, okay, look, this is their issue and their problem and their thing, and I can be supportive and I can be there, but I can't fully take this on because your burden is not my burden to bear. I have my own. At the same time, if I can help you a little bit, or at least clear the path to make it easier to walk with your burden, then that's what I'm going to do as your friend or as somebody who cares about or loves you. That's what empathy can do. That's what empathy can do for us. It can really make you resonate with another human being and touch them in a way that is very, very special. Fourth on my list of 5 things INFJs are totally fantastic at, totally rad at, gnarly, or whatever, cowabunga dude, idealism. Also, right now, a little bit of a tangent. I'm just going to go in some tertiary direction. Tertiary is a really good word, by the way. And introduce you to a new friend that I have in my new space here. Prepare to meet Dexter Bob. This is Dexter Bob. Dexter Bob is a veiled chameleon, and he's my new buddy. And we've been hanging out. Now look, I went to a pet store. Some of that empathy took hold. And he chose me, really, is how this worked out. He's been pretty awesome, and he's been a really awesome companion, and very entertaining to watch. He's got a lot of personality. He is a social butterfly. You can see all of his nice colors. And plus, he just kind of looks like a dinosaur. Look at that eye looking around. Go on, Dexter Bob. Show him how awesome you are. Yep, there you go. Look at that. So why Dexter Bob? His name is not Dexter. His name is not Bob. His name is Dexter Bob because I didn't have a name for him. So I kind of called him Bob. Sort of stuck. And but then I was like, well, Dexter is a cool name because I like the name Dexter. And that was also one of my favorite TV shows because who doesn't love falling in love with a serial killer? And so I thought, you know what? I still kind of like Bob, so Dexter Bob it is. He's good to chill out and like hang out and do all those things. Come on, buddy. Up you go. Up you go. There you go. He kind of moves slow. I haven't typed him yet, but I'm not sure if INFJ is quite that. I don't know what he is. He's just something weird altogether. I really hope he doesn't poop on me right now. But if it means I get more views, go on. Poop. Poop, poop, poop. No? Okay. I'm just going to let him hang out while I finish this up. It's easy enough. Anyway, so number 4, idealism. As an INFJ, you are a big picture person, and you see the big things in life, you see the big picture, and you have this idea about how the world can be better. We tend to go on and on in our own heads, thinking all sorts of things about how to change things, how to change our environment, how to change people's emotions, how to change the world, how to make it a better place. And it is something that we are very good, natural at talking about, is this big picture kind of ideas and these things that really matter, and convincing others that these things are important and that they matter. And I don't know if our communication skills are just really good when it comes to things that are outside of ourselves, or if our communication skills are really just that awful. He needs to eat that cricket. Can you hear the cricket chirping? Dude, you need to eat that cricket, because I'm starting to get a little irritated with it, and I don't want it to just die. So he needs to eat the loud cricket. He's not eating the loud cricket. It's fine. Everything about this is totally normal. I don't have problems. You have problems. Talk to him, Dexter Bob. Tell him what it's all about. Our big picture ideas are just something that kind of happens, and we're able to communicate them really well. When it comes to our internal stuff and what we're going through, sometimes that communication is a little tougher. When it comes to being our own wind in our own sail, that is also tougher, possibly due to a low introverted feeling. That's what I'm going to blame it on. That negative voice can be pretty brutal at times, can really put you through the ringer. But you have to understand that you are here and you are a gift. You're able to communicate the big ideas to a big world. That's what you can do, Mr. INFJ, Ms. INFJ, whatever random INFJ is out there. Do those things. Just be the gift. That's what you are. It's true. My sweet, sweet INFJ. Lastly, something that INFJs tend to be very good at is creativity. We are creative thinkers, and a lot of times there's a lot of circumstantial evidence out there that INFJs are typically gifted at written communication, and there's reasons for it. We tend to have our own thoughts in our head and to organize them before we get them out into the world, and it helps us to put them out in written form, because we can alter, change, adjust, tweak. It's like our communication Play-Doh, so to speak. We can mold it the way we want to once it's out of our heads. The reason you could sit down and have a serious conversation with an INFJ, and that INFJ is just going to be like, "Durr," is because we don't want the thoughts to get out into the world, because once they're out of our mouth, they're solid. They're out there. They've been let out. We can't take it back. Can't change it. We can't mold it to be the exact idea that we want. It does tend to get difficult for us. Now, I have an advantage here in that I'm able to edit this video. And believe me, I have edited this one. Sometimes that creativity manifests itself as a work of art of some kind, as a creative work. For me, it was this one, 86,000 words of a story that was in my head and something that I wanted to communicate to people that I knew it would matter to. To some people, it's music. And it's feeling that emotion and feeling all of everything that this creative INFJ is pouring into song. Even something as straightforward as just drawing, sketching, doodling. Those kinds of things are things that INFJs tend to gravitate towards. We tend to gravitate towards creative things. It's how we work. Logic, that's fine. Look, I have a day job where it's a very logical process that I have to go through day in and day out. And it can be tiring. And it helps to do something creative, to just let my mind roam and run wild and run free with all kinds of ideas and eventually throw them into a book, which, by the way, you should pick up. I'm not going to stop doing this in this video, at least. Anyway, that's it. Those are my 5 things, 5 positive things about you as an INFJ, things that you can do and things that you are great at, and ways that you make this world better. Dexter Bob approves. He does. He may not look it. He's changed his colors up a little bit. Come here, buddy. Come on. Here we go. Don't bite me. Just... Somebody help me, please. He's going to come up. There we are. What do you think, buddy? What are you? ISTJ, maybe? I don't know. He's definitely not an extrovert. So there's that. Mwah. He's sweet. I love him. I really do. Yeah. He's not so sure about me, though. That's a thing. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for coming back and spending some time with me. Expect more of this, people. I'm trying to get back on the horse. It has been a difficult road. I will fully admit that I had a hard time getting this video down and created. I thought about this one for a couple of weeks, and I just haven't felt ready. The insecurities hit. All of that stuff just rushed into me, and I frankly just did not want to hit the record button. Forced myself to do it. Luckily, I have some people around me that were encouraging, and so thank you. And here I am, and here we go, and I will catch you on the next video.